names. Members of our Board of Education, Mr. DeGrambry, parents, family, and friends, on behalf of the class of 2002, it is my distinct honor to welcome you to our commencement exercises at Northeastern Clinton Central School. The class of 2002 is looking forward with great anticipation to the experiences that lie ahead. They have successfully completed their first major life goal and are very pleased that you could be here tonight to help them celebrate their accomplishments and reap the rewards of their hard work. Thank you very much for joining us. Tonight, we begin our ceremony with some thoughts by our senior class salutatorian. This young lady was selected into the National Honor Society the first time that she became eligible in her sophomore year. She received the RPI Award in Math and Science and has been a 4-year member of our varsity tennis team. She has also held a job at one of our local eating establishments in Ross's Point. Through all of her many activities, she has maintained a 94.88% grade average. She is the daughter of Bruce and Suzanne LeBombard of Isle of Mont, Vermont. I proudly present to you our class salutatorian, Miss Christine LeBombard.
Good evening, and welcome friends, families, teachers, and fellow students. Tonight marks the end of an extensive chapter in our lives. It has been a long journey, somewhere around 18 years, but we finally made it. If you were to ask any of us 2 years ago, I'm sure the last thing on our minds is graduation. In fact, graduation has sort of snuck up on me, and this past week I've been left wondering, where have the past 4 years gone? You see, graduation is a matter of perception. For tonight, it's both the beginning and the end. For some of us, it is like, yes, we're finally out of here. No more listening to the monotonous drudgery of first period English. No more last minute, late night writing, at least for a little while anyway. No more fighting with the juniors over parking spots. No more saying see you in school on Monday. On the other hand, Mom will no longer be there to cook us dinner or do our laundry. No longer will Dad check to see if we put oil in the car. It is time to enter into the next phase of our lives, the adult phase. As difficult and as exciting as this transition will be, it has to be made. There is another world waiting. I know that sometimes it's kind of hard to see, but we have to look beyond the horizons of our daily lives and dream impossible dreams. When we first stepped through the doors of Northeastern Clinton 4 years ago, we were immature little kids with a lot to learn. Now we are adults, embarking on the one journey every person travels, the rest of our lives. But as scary as it is, we can feel confident knowing that what we do with the rest of our lives is up to us. Mom and Dad can only hold on to our hands for so long, and then it's time to set sail on the ocean of life. Tonight is the beginning of the rest of our lives. Will it happen? Will it to happen? And the possibilities are endless. The challenge from this night onward is to play our hand right and not go broke. As we revel in our accomplishments, laugh over memories of good times, and try to forget about the bad ones, just remember, we have to teach ourselves to live, really live. We have to love the journey, not just the destination. I'd like to thank the teachers that we've had throughout the years. You've instilled in us the knowledge, power, and encouragement that will enable us to succeed. Thank you for putting up with both our good days and our not so very good ones. And to all of our parents, you've been with us all the way. Somewhere between the lectures and the late night phone calls, we've listened to something you said, because we're here graduating from high school, taking yet another gigantic step in our lives. I know that I couldn't have done it without my parents who have guided me through everything. I'd like to end with a quote by William Arthur Ward: if you can imagine it, you can achieve it. If you can dream it, you can become it. Thank you.
Thank you to both groups. An outstanding performance. Our next speaker tonight is Miss Hillary Desereau. Hillary is our class valedictorian. It may take the rest of the evening to list her accomplishments, so I'll only list a few. She was elected to the National Honor Society in her sophomore year. She has received the Bosch and Lomb Honorary Science Award, the Clarkson University Leadership Award. She attended Indiana Student Leadership Conference. She was a 4-year member of the North Country Model United Nations and served as Co-Secretary General in her senior year. She was a 4-year member of our cross-country team, track team, and basketball team. She's been a hospice volunteer, volunteered at St. Mary's Bazaar, and at the nursing home. She even found time to add a job to her schedule. She's done babysitting throughout her high school. She is graduating with a cumulative average of 97.7% for 4 years. From Champlain, New York, the daughter of Robert and Patricia Desereau, I proudly present to you the valedictorian of the class of 2002, Miss Hillary Desereau.
We have dreamed of this night. It may have seemed light years away or nearly impossible. Through will, determination, a little luck, and of course through those actions of people around us who would unquestionably tie our shoes when we would stumble, we have conquered this journey. In between the fun-filled laughs, we may have tripped along our way, or even stopped in our track. However, we made it. I've always said life wouldn't be interesting if we weren't challenged. We're here tonight not only to celebrate the end of a long trek, but because there's an appointed time for everything, and a time for every affair under the heaven, a time to be born and a time to die. A time to be born and a time to die, excuse me. A time to plan and a time to uproot the planned. A time to kill and a time to heal. A time to tear down and a time to build. A time to weep and a time to laugh. A time to mourn and a time to dance. A time to scatter stones and a time to gather them. A time to embrace and a time to be far from embraces. A time to seek and a time to lose. A time to keep and a time to cast away. A time to rend and a time to sow. A time to be silent and a time to speak. A time to love and a time to hate. A time of war and a time of peace. I'd like everyone to take one last look at their watch and for a brief moment forget that life's ticking away. Don't worry, you won't be late. There's no test to take, no bus to catch, no college bill to pay. Everything that's on your mind will surely be there tomorrow. For one moment you can file away anything that may have caused you stress. Close your eyes. Imagine a young, bright-eyed child wearing shoes 3 times too big and a gown that hangs 2 feet on the floor, with a cap that covers a grinning face. We've all been in this situation, dreaming of what we will become when we grow up. For some, it was an astronaut, while others aspire to be president, a movie star, or even little Mikey on the Life cereal box. Well, here we are, still the same smiling kids looking upon our future with excitement and with apprehension. Only one thing distinguishes us. Sitting around you is a group of identified individuals that have shared the last 6 years with you on the pathway of life. Some of them have their future planned while others are living day by day. Some of them are quiet while others are a little loud. Some of them would light up the room with their dances and jokes, while others turned red at the mention of their name. Some of them got A's, while others thought marshmallows grew on trees. One had his eyebrows shaved, while another managed to sleep through every class. We all share something very special, despite being completely different. We all share this victory. We survived the adjustment to 7th grade, the daily melodramas, the ice storm, the millennium, September 11th, earthquakes, floods, cameras in school, Mr. Patrick's shish jokes, Mr. Power's stories, pop quizzes, and QFM food. We have conquered what many would deem inevitable, and along our way, we have managed to find ourselves and emerge upon our own pathways. Robert Frost once wrote, "Two roads diverge in the yellow wood, and sorry I could not travel both. A B1 traveler along I stood, and looked down one as far as I could to where it bent in the undergrowth. Then took the other as just as fair, and having perhaps a better claim, because it was grassy and wanted wear, though as for that, the passing there had worn them really about the same. And both that morning equally lay, and leaves no step had trodden black. Oh, I kept the first for another day, yet knowing how way leads on to way, I doubted if I should ever come back. I shall be telling this with a sigh, somewhere ages and ages hence. Two roads diverged in a wood, and I took the one less traveled by, and that has made all the difference. Along our pathway of life, we have all come to the winds, the potholes, and the blocks in the road. Whether it is passing a test, managing school, work, and sports, or overcoming the loss at home, we have all managed to keep moving despite stumbling or being set back by any barrier. We've all maintained confidence and determination in the race for the finish line. However, there's one key element that often goes overlooked. They changed our diapers, wet our nose, while managing the hardest job of all, just being our parents. From our first day of school, our parents were there to wake us up and support us with their words of encouragement and wisdom. Although some of us may not have had the luxury of a close-knit family, all of us have grown up in an environment that has influenced us to be who we are today. Without them, we'd still be putting on our clothes backwards and believing that chocolate milk came from brown cows. They bought our first paintbrush, played our first song, and gave us every opportunity to do what we loved. Today, we've come to that fork in the road. This is where we choose our path. Do we follow everyone else, or do we take the path less traveled by? For me, this is a simple answer. We take the path that allows us to fulfill our passions. Up until now, we've experimented. It may not be a Picasso or a Britney Spears. However, all of you are certain about one thing. We all have a dream, something we love, something that makes us forget that the clock is ticking around us. Whether it be becoming a brain surgeon or flipping burgers. If it makes you truly happy, nothing should stand in your way. The value of a person is not measured by the size of his pocketbook. The ideal individual is someone who loves what they do more and more every day. You don't need to have mastered every skill, received the highest grades, or lived up to anyone around you. You just need to be happy to be who you are. When you can go to bed and be full of excitement for the arrival of the next day, you are living successfully. Although our dreams may seem to be too high at times, our will and determination to reach them may never be limited by anyone or anything. When given a challenge by life, we should smile and challenge life back. Living wouldn't be fun if it was predictable. We've crossed every bridge and climbed every hill under pressure and criticism at this point. We've made it to today and we'll make it to tomorrow because we are the only individuals who can decide what each and every one of us loves. Take a look around you. Every face in this room will be somewhere else 10 years from now. Most of us will have gained our freshman 15. Some of us will be married, some divorced. Some will still be living at home while others will be halfway around the country. But we will forever share this moment. The day we conquered Northeastern Clinton Central School. The day we started our independent lives. Congratulations to everyone. Thank you.
I'd like to introduce our guest speaker for our class, our principal, Mr. Russo.
Thank you. In preparing for this, I have a much greater appreciation for those of you that through the years have gotten up to speak here. I'd like to thank the senior class for giving me the opportunity to speak to you tonight. It was just about 37 years ago that I was sitting in the bleachers on the stage waiting for my principal to hand me my high school diploma. Little did I think then that I would ever be giving the graduation address to a group of seniors. But as the New York State Lottery motto goes, hey, you never know. As I've been thinking about what I should talk about tonight, I decided, hey, you never know might be an appropriate topic. I know that statement has played a huge part in my life, and I expect that is probably the case in the lives of many people, well, maybe even yours. Take tonight, for instance. It's customary for the seniors to ask a teacher to speak at graduation. You did that. And that teacher hated the idea of standing up in front of a large group of people and giving a speech. So the answer was no. Well, then you asked a second teacher. That teacher was thrilled, but later found out they were second and didn't like the idea of being second. Therefore, no again. So what to do? You had another meeting and you asked me. Well, that makes me third fiddle. But I thought, hey, I haven't always been cursed at everything, so why not? Hey, you never know. This may be the opportunity for the beginning of a brand new career for me in public speaking. I believe everything happens for a reason. And it is an important lesson not to let the defeat, whether large or small, get the best of you. My plan, when I was sitting in your place those 37 long years ago, was to graduate and go off to college to become a teacher. I moved off to live on campus and began a wonderful college career. Well, after the first year, I found out my loan had been drastically reduced and I couldn't afford to live on campus anymore. So I moved back home. As for the wonderful college career, I hated college. At first, at least. But hey, you never know. I sure am glad now that I finished school and graduated. While I was still in college, I got married. My wife was a girl I went to high school with. We never dated throughout high school. And after high school, I called her for a date only because I'd made a bet with my mother that she wouldn't go out with me. Needless to say, I lost that bet, and 3 years later we got married. Hey, you never know. We decided after we were married that we'd wait 4 or 5 years to have children. 10 months later, our daughter was born. You never know. I finally graduated from college. I was a high school English teacher ready to find a job. I found one. Meat cutter at the Grand Union. And you know what? I loved it. Hey, you never know. But meat cutting wasn't my dream. Finally, I got that coveted job, that coveted teaching job. High school English teacher? Not exactly. Science teacher in the 4th, 5th, and 6th grade at Moore's Elementary. And I had to take a $2,000 cut in pay to take that job. But it was worth it to me. Because when you follow your dreams, hey, you never know. I thought, well, a temporary position. I stayed there for 10 years before I went to Champlain Elementary as a 4th grade teacher. During that time, I had been talked into taking some administration courses. Now, I had no thought of ever becoming a principal. But the extra courses meant extra money, so I decided, why not? And hey, you never know. Well, I later became an elementary principal. 2 years later, I moved here as high school principal. When I came here, one of the teachers was my teacher when I was in high school. Now I was his boss. Never know. I guess the point exactly what you want to do with the rest of your life. Some of you have no idea what you want to do with the rest of your life, and some of the others of you aren't quite sure. Well, it really doesn't matter, because no matter how much you may plan, hey, you never know. The important thing is that you create opportunities for yourself, that you have a dream, and that you follow that dream in whatever direction it leads you. Learn from your mistakes. Take your failures, analyze them, and decide how best to not let that happen again. Gain determination from your failures. Don't let them get you down. After 10 years as a teacher at Moores Elementary, after having served a full year as an intern principal there, after getting an interview when the principal's job came up there, and after having done a bang-up job at the interview, at least in my mind, I didn't get the job. That was the biggest failure I had ever encountered. It made me angry. But I channeled that anger into determination. And 4 years later, I became principal in the same district that had rejected me earlier. And here I am today, still a principal in the district where I started over 30 years ago in a job that I thought would be temporary. I guess it's true. Hey, you never know. I firmly believe in education. That education doesn't necessarily have to be formal education in the form of a college degree. There are many ways to keep on learning for the rest of your lives. Educate yourselves to be a better person, a better parent, a better plumber, carpenter, stamp collector, a better whatever. Sooner or later, that education will pay off in some form, even if it just means greater satisfaction in yourself. And I promise you that formal education or self-education will pay you big dividends at some later point in your life, whether you are following your dreams, fulfilling a passion, or just working to make ends meet so you can pay your bills. I recently read a very technical article in a professional magazine. Maybe you've heard of the magazine. It's called Reader's Digest. The article was titled, "Right Words, Right Time." I think it fit into the category, hey, you never know. A young woman had just finished college. She went back home to live with no idea what she wanted to do with her life. The author states that she had spent 4 years majoring in identity crisis and self-absorption with a minor in poetry and daydreaming. Sound familiar to anybody? One evening, she was sitting in the living room with her father. He asked her 3 simple questions that seemed very easy to answer. The questions were, what is it that you love? Where is the most adventurous place you could do it? And are you certain it will serve other people? Well, the author thought about it. She loved stories. She loved writing them and sharing them with others. And as for adventure, well, there were no women doing TV news reporting back then. She went to a TV station, begged for a job, and became a terrible weather forecaster. She said her biggest mess up was when she reported, the high temperature for today was 78 degrees. Currently, it is 85. But across the hall from the weather station was the newsroom. And she wheeled her way into doing a story or two, and before long it was a story or 10. She later worked in the press office of Richard Nixon. She worked for him before and stayed with him after Watergate. She took advice from a friend who told her to keep her stories simple. Just try to nudge the world a little bit at a time. She concluded her article with, and I quote, 3 questions, I say. If you can answer the first 2 and you're sure about the third, it will be like one of those global positioning satellites. Take the road ahead and love the ride. And the article was written by Diane Sawyer, broadcast journalist who I'm sure you're familiar with. So you see, it is true for people all over the world. Hey, you never know. Now, I think songwriters are great philosophers. It seems one can take their lyrics and apply them to many varied types of situations. I think they fit here tonight. First, just one line from a fairly famous song. I have often walked down the street before, but the pavement always stayed beneath my feet before. I guess I've never had the feeling about being in this auditorium over all those years that I've been here that I'm experiencing tonight. The second song is one that's a message that I'd like to give to you graduates. Climb every mountain, ford every stream, follow every rainbow till you find your dream. And finally, from a classic, this is a message not only to you but to your classmates who didn't make it here on stage tonight. When you walk through a storm, hold your head up high and don't be afraid of the dark. At the end of the storm is a golden sky and the sweet silver songs of a lark. Walk on through the wind, walk on through the rain, though your dreams be tossed and blown. Walk on, with hope in your heart, and you'll never walk alone. You'll never walk alone. Thank you for giving me the opportunity to speak to you tonight. This was a new and interesting experience for me, one that I shall cherish in my memory. And who knows, maybe one of you in a few years will be back on this stage or some other stage speaking to the senior class as they graduate. Because, hey, you never know. Thank you. And now I'm pleased to present to you the President of our Board of Education, Mr. Stephen Novacek, who has a few words for our seniors.
Good evening. It's good to see you all here tonight. To start, I'd like to, if I may, introduce the Board of Education. On my right is Tracy DeCoste. Sitting next to her is Linda Gagne. Sitting next to Linda is Vicki Brassard. And the gentleman with the gray hair is Terrence Nash. And over here on my right is Sylva Mary Lawrence, who is the Vice President of the Board. And unfortunately, Michael Ankoviak, who is kind of our dean, I believe is out of town tonight and is unable to make it. I'd like to commend the graduates tonight for all the hard work they've done over any number of years. I know you're cognizant, as we are, that they did not do it alone. There are many people in the district that assisted them over these 12 or 13 years. I'd like to recognize 15 of them that are retiring this year. Start, Mr. Richard Lamberton, custodian at Moores Elementary School. Carol Netto, 4th grade teacher at Moores Elementary School. Peggy Treggett, a teacher aide at Moores Elementary School. Ernie Sample, bus driver for the district. Marilyn McGee, school nurse. She worked at Ross's Point and Champlain Elementary. Ed Kaufman, high school science teacher. Joseph Louis Levesque, middle school French teacher. Mary Jane Badger, middle high school music teacher. Mary DiBernardo, teacher aide, Rouse's Point. Clarence Patry, custodian, middle high school. Judy Wood, math teacher at the middle school. Myrna Power, kindergarten teacher at Rouse's Point Elementary. Harry McManus, social studies teacher, high school. Carol Kaufman, middle school English teacher. Do me a favor if you would, if you see these guys this summer, I'm told they've had smiles on their faces since Tuesday. Go up to them, congratulate them, and if you would shake their hand. They've been dedicated employees to the district for many years. I would add one more thanks. I've learned over the years on the board that there are many theories in education, whole language, block, scheduling, integration, and there's a lot of debate regarding those things. We've tried some of those things, and I suspect we'll continue to try some of those things. One area, though, that there's no debate. There's a direct correlation between academic success that we have here tonight and parental and guardian involvement in their child's education. You deserve a lot of credit for the great success we have here tonight. I commend you and I thank you for your work. I promised I'd be brief, and I will be. It's getting a little warm. Finally, I was jotting some notes to myself in my office this afternoon, and I came up with the phrase, "This is the most academically challenged graduating class at Northeastern Clinton." However, I realized that didn't ring so nice in terms of being academically challenged. What I mean by that is that you have had the bar raised higher than any other graduates at Northeastern Clinton. I would like to say now that we all knew we would do it. Though some of us had some worries years ago. In keeping with giving you advice and recommendations for the challenges you face in the future, I would just say these are great years for you guys. My words of wisdom are be safe, but please have a lot of fun in your coming years. Thank you and congratulations to you.
Good evening, everyone. We have a special presentation this evening, and I'm going to ask Mr. Musso if he would join me here, and Mr. Novacic. As many of you know, Robert Musso, senior high school principal, will be retiring in July. And on behalf of the school district, I would like to thank Mr. Musso for more than 30 years of dedicated service to the district, and most especially for his stewardship over thousands of students who have been educated and influenced in the most positive manner under his guidance and leadership. Bob Musso received his baccalaureate degree from Plattsburgh State University of New York in 1971. And after working in the private sector, Mr. Musso began his career at Northeastern Clinton in January of 1972 with an appointment in elementary education. The superintendent at the time was Daniel Marr. And Mr. Musso was granted tenure in elementary education in January of 1975. He taught, as he said earlier, science in grades 4 through 6 and the core subjects at grade 5. He was committed to elementary education and in particular health and science education back in the early days of his involvement in education, including the Berkeley and the Seattle Health curriculums. Mr. Musso has long recognized the importance of the district's outdoor education program, as attested to by a beautiful letter in his personnel file written by Dr. Morris Camp, who was a professor at Plattsburgh State University of New York. And even to this day, Mr. Musso every year goes to Lake Clear to participate in that wonderful program. Mr. Musso earned his master's degree from Plattsburgh State University of New York in 1976. He was an elementary teacher at Northeastern for 14 years. He served as a school administrator here for 16 years. He was awarded licensure as a school administrator and supervisor in September of 1986. Throughout the years, Mr. Musso provided dynamic leadership and direction, serving in several important district administrative positions. He was the head teacher at Champlain Elementary School during the 1985-86 school year and was appointed as elementary principal in August of '86. He accepted the directorship of special education in 1986, an important leadership position he continues to hold today. In 1988, Mr. Musso was selected as the senior high school principal for retiring Francis Bud Moore. In September of 1991, he was granted tenure as the senior high school principal. And over the years, Mr. Musso also served as the summer school principal. As the Director of Special Education, Mr. Musso has provided excellent leadership to the special education program. Currently, this program develops and implements individual educational programs and services for 330 students in grades K through 12. The district allocation in support of this program is more than $3 million annually. Mr. Musso has served as the coordinator of computer programs district-wide, and he had had an early interest with regard to computers. I noted in his personnel file that he took his first coursework regarding computers, then called microcomputers, back in 1982. And after a great deal of committee work, in April of '97, Bob Musso recommended a technology program to the Board of Education. This was the catalyst for the development of the $4.2 million technology bond issue, which encompassed $2.7 million in computers and related technology, state-of-the-art, now in place for educational and instructional purposes at Northeastern Clinton. Mr. Musso is responsible for the NCCS School District being awarded a Learning Technology Grant that was approved in September of 1998. The district received laptop computers for student and staff use within the curriculum. Now, over the years, Bob Musso devoted many hours chaperoning trips, dances, interscholastic athletic activities of all kinds. He attended concerts and other events so important to our students. He loves to teach and work with young people. Bob will be very humble regarding his commitment, his dedication, and the breadth of his accomplishments. Bob Musso is a invested, a creative, and innovative educator. Over the years, Mr. Musso accepted many district assignments contributing to the district's betterment. Included among them were the writing of grants that brought in hundreds of thousands of dollars of revenue annually to the district. He served on the Library Media Review Committee. He developed the student handbooks, served on the district safety committee, participated as a member of what's called the Educationally Related Support Services Aid Committee. He even served as the alternate chemical hygiene officer along with Dr. Schroeder. Mr. Musso has made a major military contribution to our community and nation. As a valued member of the United States Army Reserves from 1969 to the late 1980s, Mr. Musso went up through the ranks, serving as platoon sergeant, sergeant first class, and chief warrant officer. You may or may not know, warrant officers are very special in the military, and the rank is only awarded to experts, outstanding individuals in critical military occupational specialties. Now, when not engaged in school activities, Bob Musso has found time to render significant community service. He has worked in the community with the Cub Scouts. He's very active with the Knights of Columbus as a member and officer. He's been the director of the church choir at St. Joseph's in Moores, coached youth commission basketball. He's emceed the Moores Labor Day Parade many times over the years. Mr. Musso, on behalf of the school district and many students that you have served so diligently over the years, a sincere thank you. To his wonderful spouse, Phyllis, to his daughter, Kim Passano, and son, Rob, and to their families, thanks also to you for your understanding on those many occasions, but because of a great commitment to his profession as an educator and educational leader, your dad and husband was away from home. And personally, I've enjoyed working with Bob Musso very much. Bob Musso is a trusted and outstanding educator and school administrator. Bob, I wish you, Phyllis, and your family the best of health and every happiness life has to offer for years and years and years to come. And now, Mr. Novacek will present a plaque to Bob Musso. Senior high school. I feel very fortunate to have had the opportunity, the pleasure really, of knowing and working with the graduates being awarded diplomas this evening. This is a wonderful, remarkably talented group of young adults. The class of 2002, congratulations on this important milestone as it applies to you and to your family. My very best wishes as you pursue further educational opportunities, advanced training, or other goals. On behalf of everyone at NCCS, good luck to each of you, and please return to visit often. Now we're going to do the presentation of awards and diplomas.
Nathan Lewis Linscott.
Regents Diploma, New York State Academic for Excellence Scholarship, St. Mary's Academy Scholarship, Student Council Leadership Scholarship, the Richard and Thomas Mara Memorial Scholarship. If you don't mind, would you please hold your applause until we had all of the graduates receive their diplomas.
Adam Michael Aldrich.
High school diploma.
Kaylee Ann Allen.
High school diploma.
Brianna Louise Babby.
High school diploma.
Andrew Allen Barkholm.
Regents diploma and a Rouse's Point High School Alumni Scholarship.
Jacob Michael Barkholm.
Regents diploma and the John Walker Bowen Scholarship. Also the Plattsburgh State Freshman Merit Scholarship.
Kristen Ann Bayshard.
High school diploma.
Heather Ann Belrose.
High school diploma and the George E. Bombard Scholarship honoring teachers Doris King Ferns and Marjorie Kellogg. In addition, the Prairie Foundation Scholarship and the North Country Upward Bound Dollars for Scholars Award.
Angela Lee Benner.
Regents diploma in the Northeastern Clinton Central School Health Careers Club Scholarship.
Megan Anna Blair.
High school diploma.
Stacy Lynn Bohannon.
High school diploma.
Erin Sunshine Ray.
High school diploma.
Hillary Dawn Brink.
High school diploma, as well as the Northeastern Clinton Central School Teachers Association Scholarship.
Dustin Joseph Bruley.
Regents diploma. St. Michael's Academic Scholarship. St. Michael's Parish Scholarship. The Northeastern Clinton Central School Teachers Association Scholarship. The Northeastern Clinton Central School Key Club Scholarship. And the Student Council Leadership Scholarship.
Gary James Burgoyne.
High school diploma, as well as the Jamie Hatton Memorial Award.
Jennifer Louise Bushy.
Regents diploma.
Kyle Francis Bushy.
Regents diploma, the Northeastern Clinton Central School CSEA Scholarship, Christian Citizens Award as well.
Pete Roy Carden.
High school diploma, Champlain Telephone IBEW Local 2176 Employee Union Award.
James Patrick Carey.
High school diploma,
Megan Kathleen Chappell.
Regents diploma,
David James Clark.
high school diploma,
Emily Elizabeth Colby.
Regents diploma,
Jillian Leigh Corcoran.
high school diploma,
Ashley Ann Coulombe.
Regents diploma,
Dana Allen Kucher.
Regents diploma in the John T. Zerlo Occupational Award.
Joseph Augustine Cross.
High school diploma,
Ryan Michael Delaney.
Regents diploma, the Rensselaer Polytechnic Institute Alumni Scholarship, New York State Academic for Excellence Scholarship, the NCCS Booster Club Scholarship, Kiwanis Club Scholarship, Richard and Thomas Mara Memorial Scholarship, and the Leeward Manette Memorial Scholarship.
Hillary Ann Deso.
High school diploma,
Hillary Victoria Desereau.
Regents diploma, Albany College of Pharmacy Presidential Scholarship, Daniel E. Marr Award, International Chemical Workers Union Scholarship, the Wyatt Scholarship, the Rouse's Point Champlain Kiwanis Club Scholarship, New York State Lottery Scholarship, Walter L. Mitchell Memorial Award, Paul W. Chamberlain KFC 3525 Memorial Scholarship, New York State Academic for Excellence Scholarship, the NCCS Booster Club Scholarship, Adirondack Dental Association Scholarship, Opasco General Scholarship to the Champlain Telephone Company, the Harold O. O'Neill Moores High School Alumni Association Scholarship, Model United Nations Scholarship, and the Richard and Thomas Mara Memorial Scholarship.
Joshua Allen Dragon.
Regents Diploma,
Kenneth Young Dubuque.
High School Diploma,
Hillary Aaron Dunn.
Regents Diploma,
Maria Ann Dupree.
High School Diploma,
Erin Jessica Eady.
High School Diploma,
Elizabeth Ann Biker.
Regents Diploma, Vermont Honors Scholarship, Model United Nations Scholarship, University of Delaware Presidential Scholarship,
Jamie Lee Gadway.
Regents Diploma, North Country Youth Hockey Scholarship, Masonic Charities Scholarship,
Jonathan P. Gadway.
Regents Diploma in the Irene H. Wu Memorial Scholarship, the Bernard Davison Memorial Scholarship,
Aaron Lynn Guerin.
Regents Diploma in the Northeastern Clinton Central School Teachers Association Scholarship,
Jenna Elizabeth Guerin.
Regents Diploma, Champlain Telephone Company Scholarship,
Matthew Daniel Guerin.
Regents Diploma, Champlain Telephone Company Scholarship,
Stephanie Ann Gaudette.
Regents Diploma, the Prairie Foundation Scholarship, Woodman of the World Lodge 462 Scholarship,
Bethany Francis Grant.
High School Diploma,
Crystal Lynn Graves.
High School Diploma,
Kevin Michael Gay.
Regents Diploma in the Prairie Foundation Scholarship,
Rebecca Nicole Gay.
Regents Diploma in the Nicholas B. Waterway Foundation Scholarship through the Press Republican,
Jennifer Marie Hampton.
Regents Diploma, the Prairie Foundation Scholarship, the Christy Yell Memorial Scholarship, Jason Rushford Memorial Scholarship, Plattsburgh State Freshman Merit Scholarship.
Aaron Jean Harrigan.
Regents Diploma.
Hillary May Hawksby.
High School Diploma. Champlain Telephone Company Scholarship.
Christopher Joshua Haywood.
High School Diploma.
Amanda Lee Horth.
High School Diploma in the Northeastern Clinton Central School Health Career Club Scholarship.
Tasha Marie Hyde.
High School Diploma.
Danielle Lee James.
Regents Diploma.
Jillian Amy James.
Regents Diploma.
Nicole Lynn Jefferson.
Regents Diploma in the Northeastern Clinton Central School Health Career Club Scholarship.
Tara Jean Jeanette.
Regents Diploma. New York State Academic for Excellence Scholarship. Clinton Community College, 1/2 tuition, free scholarship.
Brandy Renee Jewell.
High School Diploma.
Kimberly Lynn Jubert.
High School Diploma in the Key Bank Scholarship.
Tamara Ann King.
Regents Diploma. NCCS Teachers Association Scholarship. Niagara University Presidential Scholarship. Father Dunn Scholarship through Niagara University. And the Peg Huckrow Memorial Scholarship.
Richard Joseph Kopp.
Regents Diploma. And the Northeastern Clinton Central School Key Club Scholarship.
Sandra Elsa Louise Kuczynski.
Regents Diploma. University of Ottawa Academic Scholarship.
Christine Marie LeBombard.
Regents Diploma. Rensselaer Medal Scholarship. Rensselaer Alumni Scholarship. Almont Masons Scholarship. Curtis Memorial Scholarship. Greg M. Yankee Memorial Scholarship. Raymond F. Hall Memorial Award.
Jenna Nicole LeBombard.
Regents Diploma in the Champlain Telephone IBEW Local 2176 Employee Union Award.
Laura Corbin Lebrecht.
Regents Diploma.
Jessica Lynn LaForest.
High School Diploma.
Elise Wiley LaFountain.
High School Diploma in School Administrators Association Magellan Foundation Scholarship.
Holly May LaFountain.
Regents Diploma. Prairie Foundation Scholarship. April LaValle Memorial Scholarship.
Ryan Stephen LaFountain.
Regents Diploma. Northeastern Clinton Central School Key Club Scholarship. Student Council Leadership Scholarship.
Jason Stanley Lamoy.
High School Diploma in the George Cameron Scholarship.
Dominique Marie LaFear.
Regents Diploma in the Chartwell Dining Services Scholarship.
Erica Renee LaFear.
Regents Diploma. Fraser Bushy Memorial Scholarship in honor of his wives Elmira Rion, Ruby Pratt, and Irene Daniels.
Jennifer Ann LaValle.
High School Diploma in the Helen M. Allen Memorial Scholarship.
Thomas Leo Letourneau.
High School Diploma in the Ronald LaFontaine Memorial Scholarship.
Wade Edward Lockerbie.
Regents Diploma.
Stephen Richard Mangum.
High School Diploma.
Ashleen Elizabeth McCarthy.
Regents Diploma in the Northeastern Clinton Central School Teachers Association Scholarship, as well as the American Legion Auxiliary 767 Award.
Megan Elizabeth Miller.
High School Diploma.
Roy Allen Mitchell.
Regents Diploma in the Michael G. Brasser Memorial Scholarship.
Ryan Michael Moore.
Regents Diploma.
Amy Lynn Nephew.
High School Diploma.
Bruce Judson Noble.
High School Diploma.
Elizabeth Marie Paola.
Regents Diploma. State University of New York at Albany Presidential Scholarship. New York State Academic for Excellence Scholarship. Dannemora Federal Credit Union Scholarship. Northeastern Clinton Central School Teachers Association Scholarship. Miramachi, Dawn Chapter 520, Grand Chapter of the Order of the Eastern Star Award. Model United Nations Scholarship. Morris High School Alumni Association Scholarship.
Jenna Marie Pasno.
High School Diploma. Harold and Betty Barrow Memorial Award. The Kristen Cleary Mills Scholarship. The Rouse's Point Firemen's Auxiliary Scholarship.
Christopher Michael Patton.
Regents Diploma. New York State Academic for Excellence Scholarship. Woodman of the World Lodge 462 Scholarship.
Stephen Roman Pemberton.
Regents Diploma. Catholic Daughters Fort Lily of the Mohawk of America Scholarship. Model United Nations Scholarship. Plattsburgh State Freshman Merit Scholarship.
Haley Aaron Harrell.
Regents Diploma. Second Lieutenant Robert F. Moore Memorial Scholarship. Northeastern Clinton Central School Teachers Association Scholarship. The Press Republican Steve Manor Memorial Scholarship.
Jessica Lorraine Poirier.
High School Diploma. Indiana Homestead Memorial Scholarship. The Jacqueline and Victor Castine Memorial Scholarship.
Derek Michael Rabidou.
High School Diploma.
Katie Ann Rabidou.
Regents Diploma.
Robert Morris Rabidou.
High School Diploma.
Kelly Lynn Riley.
High School Diploma.
Benjamin Lee Roth.
Regents Diploma.
Ashley Lynn Savage.
High School Diploma.
Kelly Lynn Smart.
High School Diploma.
Justin James Sorrell.
High School Diploma in the Jason Rushford Memorial Scholarship.
Brian Gary St. Hilaire.
High School Diploma.
Shanda Lee Sterling.
High School Diploma in the Rouse's Point Firemen's Auxiliary Scholarship.
Jason Bradley Sterling.
High School Diploma.
Rachel Ann Strack.
High School Diploma. Champlain Firemen's Auxiliary Scholarship. American Legion Auxiliary 767 Award. The Northeastern Clinton Central School Health Careers Club Scholarship.
Crystal Natalie Tremblay.
Regents Diploma. Northeastern Clinton Central School Teachers Association Scholarship. The North Country Upward Bound Dollars for Scholars Award. Plattsburgh State Freshman Achievement Scholarship.
Amanda Marie Upton.
Regents Diploma. The Prairie Foundation Scholarship. North Country Upward Bound Dollars for Scholars Award.
Jason Michael Whalen.
High School Diploma.
And Colin Michael Ward Ridgway.
High School Diploma.
One more thing, I'm sorry, I know everybody's getting hot, especially up there, but senior class has bought recently a new podium for the auditorium in dedication of Mr. Musso. This one has been here for many years now, and so it's not exactly a replacement, but it's just to have a new one. And this plaque will be put it on the front of it, but it says, in acknowledgement of Mr. Robert Musso, our principal, class of 2002.